Now, I had a diet A&W when we were at work. I'm in our break room. I had some breaks between clients, had some lunch, and I'm drinking this. And someone else goes, "That's so bad for you." I go, and I'm not going to just tell people that they're wrong. And
give them a chance to prove themselves.
Yeah, for sure. And if you haven't, let's say you're, sketched out about artificial sweeteners or whatever, we actually looked over as much research as we possibly could, and we answered a question about artificial sweeteners.
Not only did we do that, we tried to find an opposing article. One singular opposing article.
Well, that's well backed by solid research.
Yes.
Any articles are just kind of empty claims from rat studies that were just not only are rat studies, but poorly designed.
With proper dosages and
Yeah, and so if you look also, it's FDA approved. There are plenty of studies.
I wouldn't put that in there because the FDA does pull stuff off.
For sure. But the FDA didn't have it was not approved for a while, and aspartame is actually one of the most studied chemicals ever. What's interesting
I did not know that. That's crazy.
We used to think that it was not good for you. It was a carcinogen, and it was bad for gut health and, just long-term health in general. And that's actually not true. And there's plenty of research to back it. If you want to listen to the episode 1 of our podcast, actually, the intro is kind of rough and we kind of talk like robots, but a lot of great information in there. And if you think artificial sweeteners are bad for you, go listen to that. Let us know what you think. And if you want us to send you some research, do it on your own because we don't have the time to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
We already did the research.
Yeah, we've done plenty. And to be honest, I felt really bad because after we had a conversation about, it was a little bit more of a touchy situation or, conversation when we were drunk and high. And we were talking about some social issues in the transgender community with, the breastfeeding versus chest feeding and things like that. And we had gotten, a few messages about it. And honestly, I think if we had time, we would love to go back and forth and talk about those things. And it sounds great in theory. And then we're like, oh yeah, well, I have 30 sessions this week and we still also have to record and edit another podcast. And I have a girlfriend who I don't want to break up with me for never paying attention to her because I'm emailing people about social issues when I'm a fucking personal trainer.
But also, we're entitled to our opinion. People don't have to agree with that.
You are entitled. That's true.
Yeah, very entitled. But we can say what we want to say about certain topics. Yeah, I get it. We might not have all the information, but that's what starts conversations.
Yeah, I will say though, we did really appreciate any feedback and opposing opinions.
We do. 100% we do.
I think that's something that I think is so cool about doing a podcast versus you make a social media post about that or, a blog post. I mean, blog posts, there's a little bit more room for nuance, but one thing I enjoy about the podcast is you can hear from people's tone and the way they talk about things. You can really tell how they feel about these things. And I feel like that allows people to, it's more genuine, right? And so they know based off of how we're speaking about it, they're like, okay, they're not just because they disagree with me, I understand why, where they're coming from. They're not bad people. We just, have a different opinion. And maybe there's something that they can tell us that changes our mind, or at the very least, just makes us think. And I also just love hearing different points of view.
Yes.
Because sometimes you see it and you're like, oh, wow, never thought of it that way. Or you look at it and you're like, okay, well, that's fucking dumb. Now I know why I believe what I believe.
Right. You either change my mind or you allow me to see the other side better.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Yep. And I'm always open to changing my mind. Even if more research came out that said, hey, aspartame's fucking terrible for you, and they continued to reproduce those results, I'd probably stop drinking it.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, I'll drink.
You don't stop drinking alcohol.
Yeah, that's true. We're fucking poisoning the shit out of our bodies with that. But I'll continue to drink these every day. What's really funny is the people that say shit like that also, like you said, go drink a fuck ton on the weekends, and then you're like, oh, sorry, Becky, didn't you just rail some lines of Coke in the bathroom 2 days ago? And you're telling me don't have aspartame, that's bad for you.
It's the same shit when people go on the keto diet and they black out on the weekends. People like to pick and choose their battles, and it makes
Hey, bro,
them feel
vodka
good.
doesn't have any carbs, okay?
You fucking gotta drink vodka. No, it's just people pick and choose their battles, and it makes them feel better. Oh, I'm going keto, I'm healthy. And then they totally disregard everything they do on the weekend. People like to sit there while you're drinking a diet root beer and say how bad artificial sweetener is. And those same people don't track their calories.
Yeah.
So just something like they're taking something that you're doing to put you down when they're not the health king or queen themselves. And if they were, who gives a shit? Like,
yeah, you know, it's kind of like what we do is we overemphasize the importance of one thing, right? One substance, one food group, right? But we totally undervalue and under-exaggerate the importance of daily habits and the
Consistency.
accumulation of what you eat and what you do and all these things. So, you know, here's another example with COVID, right? Everyone's talking about wear a mask, get your vaccine. Two of the easiest fucking things you can do, right? But we're not really hearing that many things from public officials that are also telling you other ways to build your immunity. Like, hey, eat mostly whole natural foods. Make sure you're eating fruits and vegetables. Get enough sunlight exposure. Get a lot of, you know, if you need to supplement with vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B12, whatever you need to supplement with, you should take those things.
but let me tell you why. And this could open up a door, but because the government doesn't make money off of that.
You know, who knows? I don't know. But I think the biggest thing is that we just don't really, we think that one action or this one thing, wearing a mask or the vaccine, either one, we just assume like, oh, like, well, first of all, that's easier.
I was going to say,
it's easier to wear a mask
realistically,
than
it's
it
the
is,
easiest.
right? It's easier to work out or easier to wear a mask than it is to work out, right? It's easier to go to CVS and get a vaccine than it is to work out or than it is.
Just God forbid you take some accountability.
Right. Well, you know, and it's easier to do that. It takes less discipline to do those things than changing your dietary habits. Changing your nutrition is fucking hard. And you know what? To give other people some credit, like that are trying hard with their fitness too, it's fucking hard to find the right information out there too. Like to really know what you're doing. You know what I mean? So like regardless of where you're at on the political spectrum, this is just basic human psychology. Whether you believe in vaccine, I mean, we're both fucking had our vaccines, so
Right.
it's like we're not anti-vaccine, anti-mask, whatever. I don't give a shit. But
Do what you got to do.
yeah, I think the thing is we really over-exaggerate the importance of those things, and not to say that they don't work and that they're not effective, but then we under-exaggerate the importance of, you know, being active and resistance training, lifting weights, you know, supplementing for any nutritional deficiencies, eating mostly whole natural foods. We underestimate those things.
But that's the problem. And people do need to be told what to do.
Absolutely.
But that's the problem is people listen to the government for everything. You know, that's why
we pay someone to tell us what to fucking do. We pay
Right.
Matt. We just got off the phone with our business coach. He tells us what to fucking do, and then we go, okay.
Right.
And then sometimes we do it, and sometimes we don't.
Right, but we picked Matt. We don't necessarily
Sure.
pick the government.
Kind of do.
As a whole, yes, but like break it down to the individual level. Like people put too much emphasis on, and they do what the government says. And I'm not going to sit here. I'm not anti-government. I think we need the government to function as a society. But look back to when they said fats were bad. So people stopped eating fats. Look at the food pyramid. Like the information it's not that the information's wrong. It's just out of date. Listening to the government about how you should live your day-to-day life, yeah, you're not going to get anywhere. The government tells you your recommended exercise should be cardio. We now know that that's not true. The fitness industry is like 10 years ahead of the information that the government's putting out. The issue, I think, is the misinformation that is out there because, like we talk about, you can Google something and you can find two totally opposite stances. And there's research that backs up both of them.
Yeah.
So it's how do we get the right information into everyone's hands? Like once you can answer that question, that's when I think that a lot more of this stuff is going to get brought to the surface. Because in the fitness industry, we know to build your immune system, lift some weights, be active, eat 80% of the time, eat whole natural foods, take your vitamins if you need to. Like, we know that stuff.
But you know what? It says those things on the CDC website. It does. It says you should resistance train. It says you should do cardio. It says you should eat mostly whole natural foods. You know, but the thing is,
You know what the CDC also says?
it's when you say, what else they say?
Well, they retract a lot of the stuff they've said about don't wear masks, wear masks if you're inside, don't wear masks here, but now, and like they
There's a lot of rules that don't make sense.
yes.
But I don't
So then where do you
think-
pick and choose what to follow and what not to follow?
So here's the thing, is when it comes to, I think with COVID, with some of the stuff, it's the rules are fucking stupid. There's other things where we have to give them credit because they're following the scientific formula. When new evidence comes out that proves us wrong, and then we can reproduce that, you change your mind because you're following the science. And with COVID, we didn't fucking know anything. This is a novel virus, right? And so we're learning as we go. Now, are there some things that are kind of sketch? For sure. Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, yes, these things, or I don't know, not things. Fucking words are hard. These guidelines for exercise and nutrition are fairly solid that are on their website. The
And
thing
I haven't
is,
seen that, so I don't know.
when they're talking about, COVID and being safe and wearing your mask, nobody ever really talks about what you have immediate control over. We talk about the things that are more like what we can do as society and all this stuff. And it's never like, hey, but what can you do as an individual to also keep yourself safe? The problem is that doesn't entice people to take action because, like you said, it takes accountability and it takes willpower. It takes discipline, right? How much discipline does it take to put a mask on when you walk into a fucking Target? A lot less than it does to wake your ass up at 5 a.m. and work out before you go to work. It's fucking hard, right? The other thing is, the other reason it's not that enticing is because people act on emotion. And what emotion are you really evoking besides a little bit of fear? And fear, it's a powerful emotion to play off of. You look at a lot of people in sales, they get people a little bit fearful and then be like, hey, I'm going to make up a problem. And then guess what? I'm selling the solution. So you get them kind of fearful and then you go, but don't worry because I can help you, right? But the most powerful emotion is empathy, right? You say, wear a mask because now your grandma isn't going to get COVID and she is much, much more high risk, right? Get a vaccine because you're protecting your family that you go home and you're seeing for the holidays. Not to say that you should wear a mask, get your vaccine, don't get your vaccine. I don't give a shit. I got fucking real problems to focus on, my own problems I've been avoiding for years. I got other shit I got to focus on with, I can't think about whether or not you're going to you're going to get your vaccine.
But that's the problem is they divide it into two camps. You're either you wear a mask or you're an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
Like there's no middle ground and it is a scare tactic. It's divide and conquer.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is we talk about privilege a lot specifically in the US, and I know other countries, people from other countries are talk about it too. But don't you think worrying about whether or not other people got a vaccine is a huge fucking privilege? Like the privilege of living in the US. Imagine you're living in a developing country where only the really rich people can get the vaccine, right? Only the really, really fucking rich and elite people can get a vaccine. We're so privileged to be in the US and we don't even fucking realize it. Like obviously our country isn't perfect. But if you look at where we're at compared to most other countries, we're so fucking incredibly blessed to be in this country. It's insane.
So they call it first world problems.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. And I say that from a fucking place of privilege. I was born into a great family. My parents are married. They're super happy. we live in the fucking best city in the world. I'm convinced the world revolves around Chicago. But I'm not
it
very
revolves around wherever I live.
Yeah, but I'm not. Well, no, just legitimately, the world revolves around Chicago, and I think. Well, understand when I say that. I wasn't very good at geography or most sciences besides like biology and physiology. Like those ones, I was good with anything relating to the human body. But anything with astronomy, I think
What about astrology?
I'm not. I didn't know I was a Gemini until I was like 19. I think I was 19 or 20 when I found out.
It took me about 3 tries to remember that I was a Sagittarius.
Well, that's a fucking confusing ass. That's a big word.
Thank you.
You're not. I mean, how many Sagittarius? That's 5 syllables.
That's way above my count.
It's about 3 too big for you.
Yes. I'm like 4-letter words still.
Dude, so the funniest thing is when people go, "Oh, you are such a Gemini."
Fucking
like, what?
Dude, you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
So I had this conversation with one of my clients, and he's like, "You're such a Sagittarius." I'm like, "What the? What does that mean?" And he goes, "Listen to what you're saying right now." So I went on that CoStar app, and I read every single like horoscope, and I was like, I could find a reason to make me believe that I am each one of these fucking signs because they're so vague, and you have so much like not different personalities in you, but there's different parts of who you are, and you can pull something from each fucking sign. I think it's the dumbest shit in the world. And I know I probably just triggered a ton of people with that.
I'm sure. So what we're doing now, I just decided this is a fucking new segment of the show where we're just going to make fun of people who believe in astrology. And I'm just kidding.
I mean, we probably should.
No. So what we're going to do is we're going to read, bless you.
Thank you.
We're going to read the description of every astrology sign, and we're going to see if you fit that description. What I'd love to do is I wish we could like have a list of all the traits that each one has, and then you'd have to guess which one's yours based off the traits you read. And I bet you very few people will be able to guess theirs.
Yes.
For 2 reasons. Number 1, because they're all bullshit. Number 2, even if they weren't, most people lack self-awareness so much. And I say that because I still fucking do sometimes too. When we look at these things, we read these things, we look at so even when you do personality tests, you end up answering the questions based off of how you wish you were, not how you actually are, right? And so sometimes we answer it and we're like, it'll be something about how consistent we are with like our sleep schedule. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm good. Or like, I read some questions on Twitter, some polls, and it was like, how attractive are you compared to the average person? And it was like, top 10%, 50 to 75, 25 to 50%, and then like 25% or lower or whatever. And everyone's voting. And so many people put themselves in the top 10%. It was like so funny. It was like 60% of people voted top 10%. And then it was like 25% people said 75 to 90 or whatever. But like people think they're way better looking than they are.
And people also, and we just talked about this with Matt, people think that people give a shit about their lives.
Oh, dude.
Way more than they actually do.
It's so arrogant. And also, like, obviously, I would be a top 10%, and you'd be probably like...
I'd for sure be top 10.
You'd be 25 to 50%. So I do have to bring something up that you might not be super thrilled about. And I don't know if you remember on our first podcast, we had talked about our most embarrassing story. And I didn't realize until after we had recorded that I had a different embarrassing story. And you brought it up in episode 2. And you put me on the spot to answer. Do you remember that?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, I was just wondering. Because I felt like when I was on the spot, like, oh, fuck, I have to talk about this now.
Oh, fuck, I know where this is going.
And so I felt like I had to... return the favor. So when we did our high cast right before Sober October started, you had told a story about jerking off into a kippah while you were in the synagogue, which was, by the way, one of the funniest fucking stories I've ever heard in my life. But there was one little detail that you happened to leave out.
So there's actually kind of 2 little details.
That you didn't tell, 2 details that you didn't tell me, but you told our other friend. And you didn't tell me. And I heard about it. And so now we're going to talk about it.
And we are going to talk about it, but I also left a little bit out with him, too.
Oh, shit.
I wasn't alone in the bathroom.
Say that again.
Let's put it this way. There were 3 stalls. Yes. And there were... Each stall was occupied.
So, who finished first? Who finished first, though?
I was the last one. I'm not going to give names of the other 2 guys.
Now, here's the thing. Did you win or lose then?
I would say I won because there were 3 guys in the bathroom.
Okay.
Couldn't finish. Then there were 2 guys in the bathroom. Still couldn't finish. And I was the only one. And then.
I'd still think, if you haven't listened to that, by the way, you have to go back and listen to the, did we title it like Sober October or something like that?
Well, it was episode 58.
Yeah, it was like High Cast.
I think it was
October,
called High Cast, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so now that we
cleared the air.
Yeah, we cleared the air. We don't have to talk about Zach jerking off into a kippah in a synagogue. I just had to say that.
2 other guys in the bathroom.
Yeah, no big deal. We are going to give a brief overview of all of these signs. This is on allure.com. Sorry, I just thought of some like very offensive jokes. I hate that my mind goes there.
Can I pull this up too and ask you too, or is this just like a one-way street here?
We're gonna both just go.
Okay.
Over. Aries love to be number 1, so it's no surprising that these audacious rams are the first sign of the zodiac, which is March 21st to April 19th.
Doesn't make sense, but January 1st.
Also,
whatever.
Who is the zodiac? By the way, I don't know who.
I'll be the fucking
Is that
Zodiac.
a person? Is the zodiac a person? I know it's a zodiac killer is a person.
I'll be the Zodiac because I'm gonna be able to say yes. I want to be fucking number 1 in everything I do.
Yeah.
Boom.
So
what am I, an Aries?
Yeah.
Yep. There we
Bold and ambitious.
Yep.
This
Is that an Aries
you know what is very bold and ambitious? Jerking off to a kippah.
Is that still Aries?
I don't know if that's ambitious, but it is bold. That is
bold.
That is Aries. Aries dives headfirst into even the most challenging situations. He did a bodybuilding show. It says, read your sign's full profile here. 0 chance.
No, it's just like the spark notes.
Yeah, just the spark notes. So I think that we could both,
say
that's
yes,
both of us.
absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
The podcast.
Yeah.
Dove headfirst into this.
Yeah. I remember even telling my mom when she didn't want me to, like my parents didn't really love the idea of me being a personal trainer because, years ago, if you look in like 2000 to 2010, the average salary of a trainer was a lot lower. But with the online space and how far private gyms have come in that business,
fucking rich now.
I mean, you can make good money. And, if you rent out space at a boutique gym or you work at some more higher end corporate gyms, like you can do really well, a lot better than you used to be able to. So I told her, I said, well, every industry, there has to be someone on top. There has to be someone that's the best. And I go, so why can't I do that? So
You just went check.
yeah, pretty much. So I'm fucking, what one I already forgot.
We're an Aries too.
Aries. I'm Aries. I was born now in fucking March.
Yeah, me too.
Who cares? All right.
Dick. Question 1.
Oh, man. Question 1. Why are you such a dick?
Yeah.
All right. Taurus. Taurus is from April 20th to May 20th. It also bothers the shit out of me. How come one of them starts at 20. The other one starts on the 19th. One of them goes to the 19th. The other one starts on the 21st. Then one goes to the 22nd. One starts on the 23rd.
Dude, it's because how the stars and the moon align on
Mercury's in retrograde.
Yeah, duh. All right, what's the second one? Taurus?
Taurus.
Is Taurus one?
I don't think so. This is the
Fuck me then.
the Taurus and the hair. Taurus is an earth sign. Okay. Represented by the bull. Like the celestial spirit animal.
I mean, Jesus fucking Christ.
I wonder if that's maybe Greek mythology or something. I don't know. Maybe not. Taurians, that's a thing. Taurians, I want to learn all the names of that. What is a Sagittarian? If a Taurus is a Taurian, what is a Sagittarius?
Sagittarian.
You Sagittarian. You goofy Sagittarian. It's a
Geminarian.
Geminarian. Okay. Taurians enjoy relaxing in serene, bucolic environments surrounded by soft sounds, soothing aromas, and succulent flavors.
I would say everyone likes that. Go on a fucking vacation.
Yeah. That's literally everybody.
Yep.
Everybody. Anybody I've ever met.
Yeah. All right, we're Taurus.
All right. Gemini, May 21st through June 20th. This one is me. And everyone talks shit on Geminis, by the way, which is funny.
Because they're the fucking worst.
Well, I don't know about that.
Apparently Gemini is my second sign. I don't know what the fuck that means either.
How's that a thing? You got 2 signs?
According to my client.
Interesting. So have you ever been so busy that you wish you could clone yourself just to get everything done? That's the Gemini experience in a nutshell.
That is me every single fucking day.
Appropriately symbolized by the celestial twins, this air sign was interested in so many pursuits that it had to double itself. That's the worst description I've ever read in my fucking life.
How would you describe a Gemini?
Well, look,
fucking perfect.
Who did that describe? It just said twins. That's all you really got from it. It basically,
or just someone who's super busy.
Here's the thing. It took 5 sentences to say one word, and that's twins.
Yeah.
It could have said, you could have read it, Gemini, twins. But instead, you read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 lines. Why? That's all I'm asking.
Fucking Gemini.
Why, Zodiac? Mr. Zodiac. That's you. You wanted to be Zodiac. Now you got to answer the fucking hard-hitting questions.
Because I just took up more space in your head for a longer period of time.
Like, that's like saying, like, hey, why did I get a DUI? And you'd be like, because you drove while you were drunk.
Uh-huh.
Like, what? Why were you driving drunk? You're like, well, because I drank alcohol and then I got in the car and I drove.
Uh-huh.
That's the answer that you just gave me.
Boom, to a T.
The fuck is wrong with you? So Geminis, everyone says that they're like two-faced. You have 2 completely different personalities. I think everyone has that.
Everyone does. Everyone has like 15 probably.
Yeah, way more.
You're
than
not
2.
the exact
Way
same
more than 2.
person around every single person.
I mean, I am, but whatever. No, so here's the thing.
Because you're a fucking jackass.
I have a side of me that doesn't give a fuck about anything, and I just want to hang out, and I want to chill, and I want to avoid all responsibilities. And I'm convinced everyone has that side of them. Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And I have the other side of me that's very ambitious and goal-driven and goal-oriented, and I have all these things I want to fucking do. And I take myself like super seriously, and I have to try to balance those. But I think everyone has that. You could also look at like your selfish side versus your
giving side.
Yeah, or selfless side, even like where you want to do things for people, and your main goal in life is to like help other people, make other people's lives better. And then other times you're like, no, fuck you, pay me.
Yeah, right.
So it's just fucking, I don't know.
Two-faced.
We all got a lot of fucking personalities. Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. Why that many days? Who fucking knows?
Stars and moons, baby.
Whatever. Cancer is a cardinal water sign. I think that means you drink a lot of water.
Fuck yeah, check.
Represented by the crab, this crustacean seamlessly weaves between the sea and shore, representing Cancer's ability to exist in both emotional and material realms. Cancers are highly intuitive with their psychic abilities, and their psychic abilities manifest in tangible spaces. For instance, Cancers effortlessly pick up the energies in a room.
I would say I do that too.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
manifest your own future.
Well, first of all, that's fucking not true. Yeah, I mean, you can manifest some things.
Some things.
But here's the thing: you can't fucking just like manifest your fucking future. Because if you did, we'd all be fucking supermodels in our Lamborghinis.
No,
okay?
because not everyone has what it takes to actually make that happen.
And I'm saying if you could just sit down and be like, I'm fucking manifesting it, fucking start driving. It's not
right. That's not how. Right. That would be nice.
That'd be fucking sick. But I will say this. I think with like visualization, that is a real thing. But like you said, it also is paired with action.
Yes.
And there's also like we all have a limit to certain things and different areas of genius and whatever. But I think most people can pick up on energies in a room, right? You walk in a room and you go, Like you,
It's called living.
for example, yeah, like if you were to walk in here, you could feel it if there was tension. Like if Jesse and I just were like in an argument and you walked in here and you sat down, you'd be able to feel it.
I'd open the door and I'd just look in and I'd slowly shut the door and like leave.
Do you remember when I fucking sideswiped someone in your car? You felt
I
that.
felt
You
that
felt it
in
in
the
car.
back fucking seat.
You're like, should I should I go back?
Packing this bowl
Should-
or
Should I keep packing this bowl or should I just like head home?
yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, you can stay."
Yeah. He's like, no, please stay.
Yeah. I was like, I actually don't know if I'll see you again if you leave. So can you please stay?
Yeah. I might have 5 minutes left of life.
Yeah, that was a fucking day. I don't know if we've ever talked about that on the podcast.
I think,
It's
I don't know.
a story for another time.
Yeah, too soon still.
Yeah, probably. So highly intuitive, psychic abilities, whatever. So intuitive, I think everyone thinks they're more intuitive than they are. That's the
Yes.
thing. So a Cancer reads that and they go, I am so intuitive. Dude. Which is the worst. And if you say that, if you have to say you're intuitive, you're not that fucking intuitive. Okay, if you have to
And if you interrupt people in their middle of their fucking sentences, well, yeah, fuck that.
if you have to tell people that you can pick a big, hey, I just fucking picked up the shit out of this. I just picked up the energy so hard in here. I picked up the energy so hard. People will be like, hey, first of all, chill. Second of all, you didn't.
You're here.
Like, hey, you actually just killed the energy.
Nope.
We had a good vibe and you fucking killed it. That's what people would say.
You dropped the energy. You dropped the vibe.
You ruined it, actually. Could you please leave? Leos. Leo is July 23rd through August 22nd. So here's my fucking problem with this astrology shit. You have Cancers that are June 21st to July 22nd, right? So it's a month and a day. But then you have the Leo that's July 23rd to August 22nd. And that's fucking bullshit.
Dude, stars and moon. You know
No,
why?
you know what it is? It's fucking, I'm an idiot. June has 30 days and July has 31. So it's actually the same amount of days. But that's why.
Oh, you know what my answer is
So
going to be?
what's the other one?
Because instead of everything traveling in a circle, it's really an elongated, like, oval. So the stars and shit align differently for different amounts of
I
time.
do think that that's probably one of the dumbest things you've said on the podcast.
Oh,
but I'm gonna
no, it's not.
I'm going to let it slide. I am going to let it slide. But I did just want to let you know how dumb that sounded.
Do you want me to get out a pen and paper right now?
That I know what you're saying. I'm just saying it has nothing to do with the dates. You're telling me dates and shapes have the same, are even in the same fucking conversation. Why? Why?
Dude, have you ever smelled the color before?
When I was on acid.
Thank you. Took you to a different dimension, and it allowed you to experience senses that you can't experience in this dimension.
You need to fucking stay off of YouTube, okay? You need
Joe
to
Rogan.
We're allowed to be on YouTube, but you can't search a YouTube. Only our videos can be on YouTube, but you cannot be on YouTube on your phone or your computer or your iPad or whatever else you have. You're not allowed on YouTube anymore. That's the rules.
I don't make them.
And I will check in with Savannah, and I'll make sure that you're not spending too much time on YouTube. I'm gonna fucking
do when
ask
she
her.
goes to bed.
I'm gonna check in.
No?
Tell her, hey, you make him fall asleep first.
YouTube.
You make him fall asleep first because this is fucking weird. You're getting too weird on the podcast. Nobody likes it.
And we're sober.
Yeah.
Sober October, baby.
Dude, I need to fucking smoke.
Me too.
No, honestly, it hasn't been that hard, but I want to get through the rest of these because we still have fucking 5 more. Aries, we got Leo. Okay, Leo. Roll out the red carpet because Leo has arrived. Okay, I'm a Leo.
Yep, I'm a fucking Leo.
No, you're not. I am.
Look at me in the fucking gym.
No, that's different. Because other people are rolling out the red carpet for me. You roll out the red carpet for yourself.
Huh.
So
Agree to disagree.
you actually pretty much said that word for word yesterday. And I think
Roll
you
out
know
the
that.
red carpet.
Basically, that like you try to attract attention, and then it's brought to you, and then you're like, I don't
I
want
don't want
this.
to fucking.
I don't try to attract it, and then somehow I just get it because my presence is just I
No.
don't, dude. I don't.
You
like
are
it.
taking those words out of context.
I wish it wasn't that way because then I get it, and then I'm like, oh, I don't want this either. But
Now,
I just
when
attract
you
it. I
get
just
it.
attract it, and I can't help it. So
Taking words out of
Leo,
context here.
it's kind of what happened, kind of what you said. Leo is represented by the lion, and these spirited fire signs are the kings and queens of the celestial jungle. So that sentence, take it out, didn't say anything.
Yeah.
They're delighted to embrace their royal status, vivacious, theatrical, and passionate. Leos love to bask in the spotlight and celebrate themselves. So that one is you. That one actually is not me. That is you though, 100%.
100%.
That's why you get in a fucking G-string and go
Stand on stage.
show your 4-inch pecker off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And
4 inches, that's generous.
and I went to watch.
Yeah.
And I took videos and I took pictures. That's all I'm saying. So that tells you where you like to be and where I like to be.
Yep.
And we both had a great time that day.
Yep.
And we did.
We did.
That was one of the best weekends ever, actually.
That was fucking incredible.
Legitimately, like, that's one of the
It's
best
going to be hard
weekends
to
of my
beat
life.
that. That's why I'm like, do I do another show? We're not going to beat that weekend.
Well, dude,
I mean, I'm going to do another show.
it was so perfect because it was in Vegas, right?
Right.
But I think anywhere we go, it's going to be an amazing time because we'll go in cities. We need to make sure we never do it in some bumfuck suburb.
Nowhere.
Only in cities.
Yes, big cities.
Yeah. Okay, next one, Leo. Leo's fucking losers and Leos.
My mom's a Leo.
Sorry, Mrs. Condon. I don't buy it. She's lying about her birthday.
Yeah, there we go.
Or other possibility. This is all bullshit.
Yep.
Virgos. Virgo is an earth sign. Virgo, by the way, August to September. 23rd to the 22nd. I hate these numbers. Virgo is an earth sign historically represented by the goddess of wheat and agriculture, an association that speaks to Virgo's deep-rooted presence in the material world. Virgos are logical, practical, and systematic in their approach to life. This earth sign is a perfectionist at heart and isn't afraid to improve skills through diligent and consistent practice. That's fucking both of us.
Yep.
Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd. Libra is an air sign represented by the scales. Interestingly, the only inanimate object of the zodiac. It's actually not interesting.
Could have gone without it.
An association that reflects Libra's fixation on balance and harmony. Libra is obsessed with symmetry and strives to create equilibrium in all areas of life. Who doesn't want that?
Right. See, literally, like,
no, bro. I want my right arm fucking bigger than my left arm.
Right. They're so vague about things that you can literally find parts of your life when you're like, yes.
Like, you know, it's like you're walking on a crosswalk and you have to go, oh, my right foot stepped on this crack, my left foot's got to step on
the next crack.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, that's symmetry. There we go. We're Libras. Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st. Also, okay, that one makes no fucking sense. Anyway, whatever, fuck it. Scorpio is one of the most understood signs of the zodiac because of its incredible passion and power. Scorpio is often mistaken for a fire sign. In fact, Scorpio is a water sign that derives its strength from the psychic emotional realm. That last sentence is fucking stupid. But that I don't know anything about Scorpios, but that's a fucking really stupid
sign.
Yeah, that's dumb. If you're Scorpio, fuck out of here. I'm not your friend. Unless you admit that this is bullshit, then we can be friends. But if you believe in this stuff and you're Scorpio, yeah, fuck you.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah. Sagittarius, November 22nd to the December 21st. Says Sagittarius, an interesting sign because they're most likely to disappoint their parents.
Check.
Interesting. No, it says represented by the archer. Sagittarians are always on a quest for knowledge. The last fire sign of the zodiac, Sagittarius launches its many pursuits like blazing arrows, chasing after geographical, intellectual, and spiritual adventures. If that's not you, I don't know what is. So you know what that means? This is fucking right.
Yep.
It's accurate.
Yep.
They got you.
Fucking Sagittarius.
No, but I think that's everyone.
That's
Why do you not? Everyone wants to learn more and go explore the world and
right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Capricorn, December 22nd through January 19th. We got to hurry up through these last three so we can do our picks. All right. The last earth sign of the zodiac, Capricorn, is represented by the sea goat. I'm gonna go down a weird Google rabbit hole here soon. Sea goat. I'm gonna go through some weird Google search history things here.
You just gotta screenshot your search history after tonight.
I really hope that the FBI doesn't look at my search history because after they're like, sea goats, what other sea animals is he looking at? Why is the word naked coming after all of them?
Yeah.
A mythological creature with the body with the body of a goat and the tail of a fish. That's a sea goat. Wow.
Fucking idiot.
Anyway, accordingly, Capricorns are skilled at navigating both the material and emotional realms. Doesn't mean anything. Aquarius, from January 20th to February 18th. Despite the aqua in its name, Aquarius is actually the last air sign of the zodiac. Aquarius is represented by the water bearer, the mystical healer who bestows water or life upon land. Accordingly, Aquarius is the most humanitarian astrological sign. They said nothing.
I was about to say, I processed none of that.
They said 0 things in 6 lines. In 6 lines, you said nothing. Yeah. Congratulations for using the most words to say the least things. If that was an award, Aquarius wins. Yeah, this website, allure.com, don't fucking go there. Pisces, February 19th to March 20th. Pisces, a water sign, is the last constellation of the zodiac. It's symbolized by 2 fish swimming in opposite directions, representing the constant division of Pisces' attention between fantasy and reality. As the final sign, Pisces has absorbed every lesson, the joys and the pain, the hopes and the fears learned by all the other signs.
Okay.
That's when you go, and that's all I have to say. And that one was fucking 8 lines, and you said nothing.
Nothing.
Go fuck yourself, allure.com.
Yep. We just made you guys listen to all of that, but you probably agree with us. You could find a way to make yourself believe you're all of them.
All of them that actually gave you any kind of description at all.
Yes.
Then yes, you could make yourself believe that. Now, we have some NFL picks, and we also do not have our current record right now. We got to figure that out.
And we also don't have a lot of time, so we got to rapid fire these.
That is very true. Packers at Cardinals.
Cardinals, fuck the Packers.
Oh, I want to take the Cardinals so bad. And they should win. You know, I'm going to take the Cardinals because Devontae Adams is out.
Deal.
Panthers at Falcons.
God, I hate this game.
I know.
Panthers.
I'm going to take the Falcons because I just don't think the Panthers are that good. And watch them fucking shit on the Falcons now.
They're not.
Colts Titans.
You forgot the Bills Dolphins.
I didn't. I'm going to that one next.
Which one did you just say? Colts
and Titans.
Oh.
Titans at Colts.
Yeah, Titans. See, I got a different
Titans.
list.
Yeah, we'll stop looking at that list and just listen. I'm taking the Dolphins. Taking the Titans to beat the Colts. I'm absolutely taking the Bills to beat the Dolphins.
Yes, me too.
Wow, that was not what I meant to say. Bengals at Jets.
Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals for me. Steelers at Browns.
I think that's gonna be a much better game. I'm gonna pick the Browns. No, Baker's not playing.
It's Keenum.
I'm still taking the Browns.
I'm taking the Browns too because their running game is very good, and Case Keenum also like barely threw any passes even beyond the line of scrimmage.
I love Case.
His play action, he didn't even throw balls past line of scrimmage. Play action, dump it off to the running back or the tight end, sliding behind the line. It's fucking 20 yards. You let him
do that all game.
Let him make plays.
Yep.
Eagles at Lions. Dude, if there's a game for the Lions to win.
I'm going to take the Lions.
Fuck, yeah. I'm still taking the Eagles. But I think if there's an upset, I think that could be it.
I think this might be the one.
Rams, Texans. That's a tough one.
Yeah, Rams.
Yeah, Rams. 49ers at Bears.
You're going to hate me. I'm going to take the Niners.
Dude, I'm so torn in this one because I just don't think either teams are that good.
I don't either. I just don't trust Nagy.
I don't either. Well, he might not be there this weekend, but I still don't trust his ass either. I'm going to take the Bears because any game that I don't know who's going to win that the Bears are in, I'm taking them.
Mm-hmm.
We're not. I don't know. We could be okay in the future. I don't know about that. This year's kind of a wash. We're kind of done. But the world's not over. A lot of Chicago Bears fans are fucking just like, I don't know. I'm a psychopath, but they make me look way relaxed.
Like a saint.
Yeah, they act like it's the end of the world. Patriots at Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers. Jaguars at Seahawks.
I hate that this is even a quote. I'm going to take the Seahawks.
Yeah, but you kind of don't feel
comfortable
great about it, right? Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks as well, but I'm feel the same way. Buccaneers at Saints.
I think that's going to be a close game. I'm going to I want to take the. I want to take the Bucks
Take the Saints.
because you want to take the Bucks. And you want to.
Yeah, I am taking the Bucks. I just, I don't know. You don't have the balls to take the Saints, but the reason I think it'll be a good game is it's just divisional. Divisional games are good. They're both.
And the Saints are at home.
Yeah, that's a loud stadium. I say that like
I hate that stadium.
Yeah. Washington at Broncos.
I have a hard time picking against Teddy, but the Broncos, they've lost the last 4 games.
Yeah, they've been on a losing streak.
They're at home. Look at me thinking like I actually know what I'm thinking about.
I know.
I'm just going to take the fucking Broncos.
Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos. I also just don't trust Washington to get in the end zone. And I think as long as the Broncos aren't playing from behind, they're going to be fine. But the problem is when they play from behind.
They fucked.
Yeah. Cowboys at Vikings.
Vikings.
Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys.
He's going to fuck them. Off a bye, too.
I don't think so. I really like the Cowboys. Kellen Moore is top 2 for me for potential head coaches for the Bears. He's their coordinator.
Fair enough.
I like him, and I like Brian DeBall, who's a offensive coordinator on the Bills. But knowing us, we'll fucking hire Jim Harbaugh.
Yep.
Or we'll fucking hire Doug Peterson or some other fucking washed up head coach. Now the last one could be interesting, actually.
It honestly could be,
especially because Patrick Mahomes is out. Which also that hit was really bad.
That was nasty.
I hope he's okay. It was also really crazy to see that he's just not been playing well before that. I hope he comes back and is just the fucking man again.
Yes.
Okay, so Giants at Chiefs. Who do you got?
I can't take the Giants. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Dude, I'm taking the Giants.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, I'm taking them. And can you imagine this? If I were to tell you a year ago, say, hey, next year after week 8, both the Giants and the Chiefs are gonna have the same record, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Fuck off.
You tell me, who did the Giants sign that changed their whole team and made them competitive?
Right.
Or what are you smoking, and where can I get it? Because you'd never believe me if I told you the Chiefs would be 3-5. No, because that's what they'd be if they lose.
Not a chance.
It's crazy. But yeah, I'm taking the Giants. Thank you for watching this episode of 5-Year Plan. If you like what we're doing here on the show, be sure to like and subscribe.
If you want one of your questions answered on a future podcast, you can write into our website at www.5yearplanmedia.com, or you can write into our Instagram page at 5yearplanmedia. You can find me on Instagram at @Z_Condon.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at ConnorYoungman_.
Peace.
See ya.